Hello my friends, it's Gabriel with the Last Huntsman channel here. Out here gonna do a knife review. Got the doppelganger, twin brother Kenny. But before I get into the review, I want to make mention, be sure to check out Armitage carry sheaths. They are some of the most awesome sheaths. I like them. I get them for almost every single one of my main EDC fixed blade knives that I carry, and you be sure to use coupon code lasthuntsman, all in capital letters, to get a discount. So with that being said, the knife I'm going to be reviewing today is the Esee JG3. Let's check this knife out. All right, so here we have the Esee JG3. It's of course in Esee's famous 1095 Rowan heat treated steel, which, you know, is I like it. It's a very good staple steel. High saber grind. It's roughly right at a 3-inch blade. I'm not gonna have perfect measurements. Now, something, if you notice, it just kind of has that continuous curve, so it just handles very, it's a fine finesse little knife. My Carta grips on it, sharp 90-degree spine. I am actually very impressed with what Esee has done with these JG series. I did the JG5, and it's still one of my favorite Esee knives. And these sharp 90-degree spines that they've put on these are absolutely amazing. Now, I'm pretty sure this came with a leather sheath, but you know, why have that when you can get Armitage sheath? Check them out. But good little comparative option here. If you want something about the same size range, the FC 3.5, as you can see, is about the same size. So if you kind of like this kind of, you know, 3.5 inch size blade, and that's what you're looking for, be sure to check out the JG3. All right, so I'm going to utilize the Esee JG3. Now, this is my twin brother's knife, but he wanted me to try to review it. So I'm going to do some feather sticks with it. And I've already been using this a little bit, and that is one of the things that I really like about this knife, is it is one of the most fine, finesse, delicate little knives that I've messed with, honestly. It has just a lot of control, and that blade, you can see that, like, just the way you hold it, it almost wants to naturally just have the blade go a little bit forward. But as you all can see, this knife really just has a lot of control. All right, so with the JG3, it's not really meant for much batoning. It's, you know, a small knife, so we're not really gonna get any super heavy batoning, but we'll do what we can with it. As you know, I like to push things to the furthest anyways. Now, that being said, it is a saber grind, so, and I've always found that saber grinds do really good as far as batoning. Right through that knot too. Yeah. And I have no doubt with this being an Esee that it's gonna hold up just fine to this. I'll do it one more time. That piece on. There we go. All right, I'm gonna just do some slicing here, kind of get a feel for the ergos. Now, I will say, you know, it just has the flat grips on there, but it actually, I think, is pretty comfortable in hand. I'm not getting, I could pretty well grip it, but this ain't really the best grip for it. I almost like to just kind of put my thumb on there. I know it's a sharp 90-degree spine, but I got farmer hands, so it doesn't really bother me. But it actually feels pretty comfortable in hand. I don't know if there's any aftermarket scales for it, but honestly, I don't really know if I'd worry about it. With the flat sides on there, it is nice and easy to index, and this is just a very, very, very fine finesse little slicing knife, and I can make one hell of a vampire slayer with it as well. All right, so another test I'm gonna do here with the Esee JG3 is I'm gonna test out the sharp 90-degree spine. First, I'm going to just do some debarking and making some nice fluff. And as I said, this has a really, really sharp 90-degree spine. So as you can see, it's doing the trick pretty good. All right, so another test I'm gonna try with the JG3 and its 90-degree spine is I'm gonna just see how well it can strike a ferro rod and get a fire going if need be. There we go. So another thing I'm going to show, and I got brother Kenny here demonstrating this, is I'm going to show that you could actually, with the JG3 and the Armatus carry sheath, make this into a great little EDC belt knife if that's what you want. And so, you know, I would say this would be a great little EDC bushcraft knife, and if need be, you can, you know, defend God, King, and country with it as well. So all right, so the test I'm going to do with the JG3, and you know, a lot of people like to cringe when I do this, and this is only 1/8 of an inch thick knife, but I like to do just a little bit of stabbing and tip testing. Now, I don't think this is really meant to be a tactical knife at all. You could always use it in said role, but I'm not really going to mess with it. But as you can see, it holds up pretty good. All right, so I'm going to do a couple notches. This is, you know, really meant for a good little bushcraft knife. So that's what we're going to use it for, crafting some bushes, right? See if I could pop me out a little square notch. There we go. A little square notch there. I'm going to make something for more of like a tent stake. This knife is actually quite a joy to use. You know, Kenny earlier brought up too that something that I never even really thought of, but I think it would be cool, is if Esee, there's a tent stake, not, but if Esee actually came out with this in S35VN as well, like they've done some of their other blades, that would be pretty cool. And this knife, I think, would really be well suited for S35VN. All right, my friends, we're going to keep this as a short little video for the Esee JG3 because, you know, obviously it's not a choppering knife. I'm not going to fell a tree with it. It's not really a tactical knife, although you can use it. I've EDC heat it quite a bit, actually. Yeah, and it does have a decent little guard on there, but I don't think that this is, or that's this knife's calling. But I do find, if you're concerned about that, doing like this, the good old Filipino type of grip, I don't feel pretty like good. I've stabbed into some pretty hard stuff with it, and yeah, and I was doing the stabbing test earlier too, so it's good for that. This would also make like a great like little food processing knife. It would, you know, skin your game and stuff. Just, you could really get in there and have a lot of control and finesse with this knife. So overall, I highly suggest it, especially if you get you an Armatus carry sheath. One of those are amazing. So with all that being said, be prepared both physically and spiritually. God bless, and carry on.